What kind of food should you be eating after the age of 40 to lose weight and keep the weight off? So I completely reshape my body after the age of 40. Not only that, I help other busy women who are in leadership lose weight and keep it off. And how I do that is we pick food items that are not only going to support your weight loss goals, they're going to help and keep your hormones in check, but they're going to be easy to obtain and easy to prepare at home so that you always have options for healthy meals and you don't feel the need to stop off and buy things that are not in support of your goals. So I usually do my grocery shopping on Friday nights. This way I have my groceries in time for meal prep, and I am not doing my grocery shopping and meal prep on the same day, because who has time for that? I want to make this as easy as possible without taking 8 to 10 hours to shop and meal prep on the same day. That actually can be very exhausting. So today I'm going to run you through the foods that are on the food list that I provide my Boss Baddies for my Boss Baddies Fit Camp. And these are the same foods that I keep in my house on repeat so that I always have options that I need in order to stay in shape. One thing that I'll tell you in preparation of my grocery shopping, I always do a survey of my freezer to see which meat I already have and what do I need to buy. I kind of have an idea in my head of what I'm going to prepare for my meals for that week. So I always want to make sure that I'm getting at least 2 to 3 proteins that's going to go along with those meals and really be the base of that. So I need to check my freezer to see if I already have something, or if I need to buy it when I am out. The other thing that I make sure that I do is get 2 to 3 vegetables when I'm going to the store. I am not a person that wants to have 10 to 12 of the same meals in these black containers and I can just grab it, throw it in the microwave. No, I am preparing, again, 2 to 3 proteins. I'm preparing 2 to 3 vegetables. I'm also going to do 1 to 2 complex carbs. I'm going to be able to mix and match so that I don't feel like I'm eating the same thing all the time. The other thing that I make sure that I get when I go to the store is I make sure that I get fruit. I get enough fruit that both myself and my husband can have. I usually prepare him 5 fruit salads so that he can have as one of his snacks during the week. I also want to make sure that I have enough fruit to not only have it as a snack or have it along with my breakfast, but sometimes I want to munch when I'm on my way home. It usually takes me about 45 minutes to commute each way for work. So I like to have my fruit with me so that I'm munching on something that's healthy while I'm driving, as opposed to something crazy like chips, pretzels, whatever the case is. I usually have something healthy as I'm commuting home. And I don't want anything too filling because I'm going to eat my dinner usually shortly after I get home. Let's get started. So the fruit that I purchased when I went to the store this week, I bought 2 containers of blueberries because you always want to make sure you have berries on hand. I bought some blackberries. Love my berries. And I bought a big container of strawberries. Berries are good fruit because they are low in sugar, they are high in fiber. If you are trying to kick a sugar addiction and trying to stop from eating all of the processed sugar sources such as cookies, cakes, and pies, I would actually start working on eating berries because they are lower in sugar and they are going to overall change the foods that you crave. The other fruit that I purchased when I went to the store are some golden kiwi. Again, I'm going to use this in the fruit salads that I'm preparing for my husband for his snacks. Now we're going to jump into the vegetables because I always make sure that I have a few vegetables on hand. I hate running out of vegetables. I actually ran out of vegetables last week. I have no idea how I did it, but I was like so annoyed that I ran out of vegetables. I love including vegetables in all of my meals, even my breakfast, because they're high in fiber and they actually make you feel lighter, and they also make sure that your gut feels healthy and you are less bloated because you're eating more vegetables. So let's start with the first one. I have a head of green cabbage. I am going to saute this with some onions and some pepper, some bell peppers to be exact. I have some baby carrots. I am going to roast these in the oven and have these with one of my proteins. I also have some mixed bell peppers. I usually have bell peppers in the house all the time. I like to cut up bell peppers along with my sauteed cabbage. I do like to use the bell peppers if I'm making a frittata as well. Just like to have these things on hand so that you always have options to put vegetables in the things that you are preparing. Zucchini squash, I am going to use that this week. This is good in fiber, and technically you can consider this like one of those complex carbs. It's a healthy source of vegetable. I love eating zucchini. One thing that I love and I need to have on hand all the time is this big bag of chopped spinach and kale blend. I cannot tell you how much I enjoy having that on hand. It's frozen. I can quickly grab that if I'm in a pinch and I need to make something really healthy, or I'm running out of vegetables. I can saute that with some garlic and some onions. I can throw that into a pasta recipe. I can throw that in my frittata, use it in my omelet. Definitely worth having on hand all the time. Avocados. I gotta have the avocados in the house. Yes, avocado is technically a fruit. I use the avocado in my salad. Sometimes I'll throw it on top of my eggs if I'm having like an egg scramble or something like that. Or if I'm making a protein bowl, I'll throw a half an avocado on top of it. Avocado is very high in fiber. It also has the good healthy fat that us girlies over the age of 35 need to have to support healthy hormone balance. Now for the protein. As I mentioned before, typically I'll look in my freezer to see which protein I already have so I can figure out what I need to get. So I have some shrimp here. These shrimp are peeled, deveined, and tail off. Again, it's about having quick and healthy things that you can just quickly grab so that you're not stressed out about dinner or taking forever for your meal prep. If you're feeling fancy, by all means, buy some fresh shrimp that you need to peel and clean and take the tail off. Me, I'm going to choose some easy option because I need quick things to do. I am a girl on the run. I work a very full-time job. I am working at least 50 hours per week in addition to having a personal business. So I need things that are quick to incorporate in my busy life that's also going to keep me healthy and keep me in shape. So frozen shrimp that are already cleaned and deveined are where I am going to go. Now, I also had some boneless chicken breasts that I bought from a previous grocery haul. These are boneless chicken breasts that you can use a variety of ways. I like keeping them on hand. Many times I'll take 3 to 4 chicken breasts and throw them in the slow cooker, let them cook, and I can shred them and have them in a protein bowl, or I can take the chicken and have it inside of a frittata, throw the chicken on top of a salad. Just something that I can grab and use in a variety of things. Again, you want to make sure you're having things that are easy to prepare and easy to grab so that you have the right foods at all times. For this week, I'm actually going to make a hash with ground beef along with some zucchini, peppers, onions, all those different things. So I had some ground beef that I already had in the freezer, and I just took that out, thawed it out, and I'll be prepared to put my meals together without any issues at all. So a grocery haul would not be normal for me if I did not buy eggs. I usually buy 3 to 5 dozen eggs each week. So I like to have eggs in either frittata, and typically I'm making a frittata for my husband to have for his breakfast before work. I'll have an egg scramble, so it might look like 3 to 4 eggs, or it might be 2 eggs with 2 egg whites along with some vegetables, and I will top that with something that's going to have a little extra protein. Speaking of which, I like to have cottage cheese on hand. Cottage cheese is very high in protein. Half a cup of cottage cheese is going to give you about 11 grams of protein. Now, I know some people cannot get past the curds that are in cottage cheese. The way that I get over the curds, I actually take this whole tub of cottage cheese and I throw it in my food processor. So by putting it in a food processor, it blends it down, it's smooth, there are no curds, and you can use it in a variety of ways. So as I mentioned earlier, I might take a half a cup of this and throw it on top of my egg scramble. Sometimes I'll put the cottage cheese on my bowl. So if I did let's say ground beef on top of cauliflower rice with some avocado. I might throw a scoop of the cottage cheese on there to give it an extra protein boost. The other thing that I like to keep on hand in case I want to give something an extra protein boost is this plain non-fat Greek yogurt. Now, plain non-fat Greek yogurt, 2/3 of a cup or 1 cup will give you close to 20 grams of protein. So sometimes I'll top my bowls with this. I use the plain non-fat Greek yogurt as a good substitute for sour cream because it has the same taste to it. You can't even tell, but you'll get some extra protein in it and you won't get the fat that you'll get with sour cream. I keep this on hand all the time. You can also have this as a quick breakfast option. Maybe you want to have a cup of plain non-fat Greek yogurt topped with some berries, maybe a sprinkle of some pumpkin seeds or some other good source of nuts to kind of give you a full balanced breakfast. These are the Oikos non-fat Greek yogurt. I keep these on hand as well. This is like vanilla, strawberry, and mixed berry. These are 15 grams per serving. This serves as a nice protein-rich snack that keeps you from snacking on things that aren't going to give you protein and are only going to leave you hungry and wanting more. I choose a protein-rich snack every time. Now, I always have some sort of salad on hand. I love eating salad. I typically eat a salad for lunch, and it's not because salad is like the healthiest lunch option. I just like to have at least 3 to 5 cups of vegetables every day. A salad quickly helps me get 2 to 3 cups of vegetables each day, and it helps me to feel light when I'm at work. If I want to have something that's going to be light and easy, sometimes I'll take this arugula, I'll put it in a bowl, I'll have a nice size protein source on there, whether it's salmon, whether it's some of the shredded boneless chicken, whether it's some shrimp. I will have the salad with the protein source on it, and then I'll have some tomatoes or whatever kind of vegetable that I choose to put on there, and that'll be a nice lunch. Sometimes it'll be a light dinner. If I get home a little too late, I might have a salad for dinner, but I always make sure that I have salad in the house so that I have something to go to. Now, salad dressing, that's where people go wrong. They buy crazy salad dressing, might be blue cheese, buttermilk ranch dressing. Those things are going to have a lot of fat in them. I like to buy options that taste good but don't have as much fat in them. Now, you can make your own ranch dressing. The way that you do that is take some plain non-fat Greek yogurt, get some ranch seasoning, maybe you put a little bit of vinegar in there and you mix that up. Or you can buy an easier option, which again, I am going to choose easy, healthy, and easy to obtain for my ladies. So I like this Simply Ranch dressing. This has 50 calories. It's low in carbs, and I don't feel guilty putting this on top of my salad. It is in line with the goals that I have, so I like to keep this on hand. So these are pretty much everything that I bought when I went to the grocery store. Again, it's for my meals for the week, and these are some of the food items that I include on my food list that I provide my ladies in the Boss Baddies Fit Camp, along with recipes, because sometimes people struggle with recipes. So included in my program are easy to prepare recipes, and it's food that you can easily buy, and it is in alignment with the goals that you set for losing weight and getting those hormones really in support of your weight loss goals. So if you want to learn more about the Boss Baddies Fit Camp, fill out the application that's in the link in the description, and I pray for your continued success in your weight loss journey.